Hello, I'm here with Bradford and Matt, and at the American Physical Society in Washington, D.C., and I'm talking about careers in education. And so I was wondering if both of you guys could introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I'm Matt McCollum. I am a high school physics teacher in Oregon, outside of Portland.
I'm Bradford Hill and a high school physics teacher in the classroom next to Matt.
So these guys like work right next to one another. That's pretty cool. So is it really cool to be a high school physics teacher, like in having a community and things?
Yeah, I'd say super fun. Every day is a little bit different, but also having community of learning, being able to hang out and learn together is super rewarding.
I love it. I have thought about leaving teaching off and on throughout my career, but I really believe the work I do matters and makes a difference. It makes a difference if I do it well or not, too. So I
Yeah,
find that really rewarding and satisfying.
that's great. So why did you guys end up choosing physics?
I always really liked knowing how things worked and asked a lot of questions, and I kind of fell in it in high school and didn't really love my high school course, but stuck with it in college and really loved it in college. So,
Yeah, a lot of similarity there. Just did like the broad scope, like that way of thinking, the emphasis on critical thinking and making sense of the world, and then also trying to find these small number of big ideas that have huge explanatory power.
That's wonderful. What additional steps beyond just majoring in physics did you have to do to have success in your career?
Yeah, teaching's complex, a lot harder than people think it is. I in college I did the outreach programs and working with like elementary students and the physics fun nights, things like that. But then went on to get a master's in physics. A big piece of that was just loving physics, but then getting my teaching degree as well. So that you could do a shorter path. I wasn't actually planning to go into teaching when I was getting the master's in physics. But yes, so those were critical pieces. I have a much longer answer to that, but I'll keep it short there.
yeah, I was thinking like not only success but enjoyment is like building communities of practice and being able to bounce ideas off of each other. I've been teaching 15 years and meeting colleagues like Bradford and like just being able to have critical conversations. Also, like that that learner mindset of always learning is has kept me in teaching.
That's great. That's absolutely wonderful. So, how would you say that physics has been a win for your career? Maybe it's not been a win, but
Yeah, yeah. I feel like pretty unique in the sense that like I love physics. I studied physics and I teach physics, so it's very directly related to what we do, but also just like kind of enjoyment of everyday life, thinking about physics.
Yeah, yeah, it's so similar. But one thing I'll add is just I think physics education gave me sort of a system to look at things as systems, and that has a lot of benefit to looking at other systems in education in our society. So there's critical thinking tools that apply far beyond just physics. There's a lot of transferability. There's also things that don't transfer, and you got to learn this unique nature of these new systems,
Yeah.
which is fun too.
it's great. So, how much does a physics teacher make in Oregon?
Yeah. So max it out at 18 years. You get like it's 120 a year
Okay.
in our school, insurance
And a
for my
pension.
for my whole family and a pension. Um, that's step 18 is the highest step
Okay.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so, do you guys have a funny story, maybe one together that has popped up
Oh,
over the years? I might be putting you on the spot
yeah,
here.
that's
I can tell one. So this is with both of us. We teach a 2-year IB physics course, and Bradford teaches next door to me. I'm teaching the second year, And Bradford walks into my classroom to talk to me about something, and all my students just started cheering for him. It's just kind of funny. Yeah.
That's got to be fun to just. I mean, one of the great things about working with students is that you do get that kind
Yeah.
of fun,
They're
spontaneous
just
stuff.
kind of
Oh yeah.
goofy. Lots of goofy things like that.
What's one thing that you wish you knew when you were in college?
I really think that I think it might have been a self-confidence thing, but I was kind of afraid to ask questions in college, and now I'm like, if I don't know something, it's totally fine. But for a lot of college, I feel like I did not take time to ask questions because of insecurity.
Yeah. I did some of it, but I wish I would have done maybe even more. Is just to explore. Like college is such a great time. There's so many possibilities there where people invest in, and this is a great part of being involved with K-12 education at the same time too, is that people want to have students, they see students as the way of bringing them into the community. So there's a lot of effort. It gets a lot harder to get involved with things early career and mid-career. There's just more tension and time. So college is such a great time to go and explore.
Absolutely. So, what advice do you have for people starting out?
I think give it a fair shake and like sticking with it. There's something about doing hard things and sticking with it and accomplishing it. So I feel like I tell that to my students too. You know, it's a long process, and you can see growth. And so just giving something that's hard, like hard things are worth doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. A piece I would add to that is just find your match. Because, like, one of the things that drew me to teaching K-12 was I wanted to guide students to have a positive view of science. And so, I had some other teaching experience outside of K-12. And so when I went to K-12, I was thinking high school, but then I was talking with this teacher prep program officer, and he was saying, oh, well, students have a lot of their science identity made up by high school, so you got to do middle school. And so I actually did do a semester of teaching middle school, and that was not the right match for me. Love that. I dream of one day going back, but it is about match. And so for me, it was high school was the better match. And I'll just say I'm involved with a lot of teacher communities, and I have seen teachers leave the profession and that didn't want to. And lots of times they were in a school setting that wasn't a good match. And so they left all of teaching when a different setting might have allowed that dream to continue. And I just think that happens a lot of places in life, that you have your mind made up. So you got to stick with it, but don't grind yourself to a pulp. You might be the right direction, but you got to find the right match within that direction.
Yeah, I agree. So, does anybody have anything else they want to add?
If you are thinking about going into physics teaching, a connection how we were actually connected was through this amazing called the Knowles Teacher Initiative.
Yeah.
And their mission is to help people go into the teaching profession and stay in the teaching profession. So it's a 4-year program where they meet 3 times a year in person, and then have a virtual mentorship. And then actually it continues into, when you finish the 4 years, you join a senior fellow program.
Wonderful.
And so it's just this wonderful community, and they support you. It's no cost, you benefit. There's professional development. You get a certain amount of grant access to money to buy supplies for your classroom, get PD that's not being offered within the fellowship. So check out the Knowles Teacher Initiative.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll just echo that and just say it was for sure the most formative system program in my career.
That's awesome. Thank you both